Good morning, everybody. I thought for some of you guys that like to sleep in, you might want to see what it looks like just after we get up. I'm doing something a little rare this morning. I'm exercising a little patience. It's just after 6:30. Getting ready to head on out of here. I've got a really grueling uphill this morning, like 5,000 feet of elevation gain. And we're going to be heading out that direction there, up through those canyons. Got good water for the first 9 miles or so, and then after that I'm going to have to camel up because it's going to be a long time to the next water source. I'm targeting again just a little over 20 miles today, just right at 21 miles to a campsite. If I make it, that'll be over 40 miles in 2 days, so pretty good for this old guy. Those of you who want can crawl back here in the backpack and go to sleep. The rest of you can keep your eyes open. I'll pull this camera out along the way and give you a peek or two of what we're doing. Believe it or not, even though you walk through an awful lot of arid country here, and most of today will be that way. Part of the time here along Mission Creek, it's downright swampy and muddy. This is just one of the water crossings here where we can stop and filter water. I'm not gonna filter here. I'm gonna carry as light as I can up the hill. Got enough water to go quite a ways. At 9.7 miles from where I started this morning, there's a reliable water source, and I'll filter there and try to get me through the next 10 or 15 miles. You can see looking across there just how muddy that trail is. It's just a stream of water coming down there, but that is the PCT right here, so I'm gonna have to cross there. And I did learn something the other day from the group of older hikers I was with. They told me an old saying that I'd never thought much about, but it's don't carry water to water, which means if I've got water, around me, I just carry the least amount I can, knowing that I can always resupply. But that'll go on for about 9 miles, as I say, and then I'll have to stock up pretty good and carry a lot of weight.
A little sketchy in here.
Yeah, it is. What's your guy's name? Where are you from? I'm recording you here for
right on. My name's Snacks from Phoenix.
Snacks from Phoenix.
Oh, I'm KP, Harper's Ferry, West Virginia.
Long way away, KP.
Oh yeah.
You walk here?
My name's Stretch. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Cool, guys.
What's your name?
And I'm Rabid Rabbit from Park City, Utah.
I'm Tamara. I've been on the trail since the 8th of March. I'm going kind of slow, but I'm having a great time, and I just always really wanted to hike the PCT, I guess, since I was a little kid. And I just mostly really like meeting the people and like eating the food in the towns, and the freedom of being out in the woods. I don't have a trail name yet, no.
Okay, we'll have to give you one.
Yeah. Keep it covered with a hat or something?
Yeah. I left my hat at Bill at the Hillbilly. He didn't even share that he's going to take another troll, and Julie just pounced on me. Yeah. Oh, she's here. And just like, oh, he just grabbed my stuff. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I didn't want to stay another day. I was there for 4 days.
Well, check this out for a view. It's changed a little bit from the canyon we came up in. And on around to the trail, about 6 miles to go to my tent site. My oh my, what a change in the trail today. I'm gonna have to be careful just walking across this ice. At elevation over 8,000 feet, I guess it's not too surprising to find trail or find snow up here on the trail. Well, kind of hard to believe the transitions. There's San Gorgonio over there. Some snow-capped faces. This big canyon down here, I think, is the one I came up this morning. Over there you can still see Mount San Jacinto in the distance. And then off that way, Palm Springs and the burn area. Isn't it amazing how much is visible from here? Well, this is my view about 1.9 miles short of my planned tent site. I'm just so tired that I thought I'd need to sit down and rest for a minute. Actually, I ended up laying down to rest for a minute. Somewhere behind me is Tamara. Somewhere ahead of me is another guy who hasn't introduced himself yet. There's 2 spaces there, that campground. We're talking about trying to make it 3. Now the guy ahead of me, I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't gone on, because he would have got there probably a lot sooner than he expected to, and maybe figured he could go ahead and log a few more miles. At any rate, my campsite is at 248.2, which is 1.8 miles short of the 250 mile mark, which I'll pass tomorrow. And unless I die on the trail, I'm going to pass another mile mark, which will be 265. And you ask yourself, why is 265 special? Well, this trail is 2,650 miles long, and if my math doesn't totally suck, that would say I would have passed 10% of the trail. Everything's getting a little better every day. Tonight's going to be kind of interesting because I'm at elevation and there's a wind, and it's certainly cooler than what I was at last night. So may just need to see what that does to me. If it's not too cold, I'll consider again cowboy camping, but I suspect it's going to be a little cool for that tonight, and perhaps windy depending on where this campsite turns out to be. Well, good morning everybody. We're back on the trail. Today is Wednesday, April something, maybe 4th. Good thing about hiking, sometimes it makes you forget about all that unimportant stuff. At any rate, camp last night with Tamara and Mason, a couple of young folks. And after doing 19.2 miles, I know I promised you a 20-plus day, but I did nearly 5,000 feet elevation gain, and just wasn't much left in my legs. In fact, over the last 2 days, gained about 7,000 feet of elevation. That's pretty impressive. This morning, got up feeling strong. Tamara, who's a sleep-in kind of person, joined me, and we got started about 6:23. Knocked out 3 miles in less than an hour. So you can see I'm feeling a little better than when I went to bed at 5:30 last night. One of the interesting things that you can see along this section of the trail, or at least it's supposed to be interesting, is there's a zoo where they keep a lot of the animals used in Hollywood movies. It's supposed to be lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. But when I walked by, it just looked like a bunch of cages. I didn't see any animals. So I didn't bother to shoot any pictures or do any video. Didn't think that would interest anybody very much. At any rate, back to my journey here. I'm going to get to Big Bear today. Pretty good. That'll be 3 days of hiking from I-10 and covering about 60 miles in that 3 days. And as you can see, I'm getting a bit stronger. That would be averaging 3 miles a day, including that 7,000 foot ascent. So my feet are doing great. My legs are doing good. What's kind of doing me in at the end of the day is my back. Just get tired of hauling that pack with me everywhere. But at any rate, getting stronger, so I think we're going to be getting down this trail just a little bit faster. More to come. Good morning. It's Thursday, I believe, about 8:45 or so in the morning. I don't know. I got in Big Bear last night. I took the exit at 266, and my two hiking companions at the time, Tamara and Freeway, we all hitched a ride. A man named Jim Anderson picked us up, took us all in his car, took us to a restaurant there called, I believe, the BLT, owned by a man named Steve. A great little restaurant.
My name is Steve, I'm the owner. The restaurant name is called BLT's Restaurant, Sandwich Bar and Grill. And we serve basically hamburgers, cold and hot sandwiches, salads, finger food, and quiches.
Let me just say it was a tremendous value, really good food. I got me a really nice room, or my wife booked me one at the, I think it's called the Bear Creek Resort, in a little cabin. Got my clothes washed out again, my gear. Now, where I got off the trail is on the east, kind of the northeast end of a big lake. And what I did was this morning I arranged for a taxi to pick me up at 5, take me back to that same point, and drop me off. And now I'm hiking around the north end of the lake to milepost 275. I'm slack packing. I don't have much in my pack, as you may be able to see. Like almost nothing. Makes the load really light. I can get in a few miles this morning, and then I can get a good start tomorrow morning and just take it easy. I've been making some pretty good miles the last few days, and I'm gonna ease up a bit. No need to get to Kennedy Meadows too soon, because if I do, I simply am not going to be able to go through. I'll have to wait a while before I enter the Sierra because of the snow there. So that's it. I'm gonna get back, upload my video, post my vlogs, and have a nice meal. And then I'll get an early start tomorrow and try to turn in some good miles again. Well, now, tell me that ain't just as pretty as can be. San Gorgonio up there in the back, ski resort, the lake out here in the front. That's pretty doggone awesome. I'm just about to finish up my slack pack for today and head down the mountain, having done 11.6 trail miles, and it ain't 10 o'clock this morning. Not too bad for an old guy. Which way to go? Which cairn leads to the PCT? A cairn farm. Imagine that. Before I started on this little adventure, people told me that the PCT would change me. It already has. I've already come to think of a public toilet as one of the most exciting places to encounter on the trail, one of the biggest rewards out there.